Please like my videos, please subscribe to my channel, and please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my latest video has come. And to learn more and to find a video relevant to you, please do check out my videos list. Hello, namaskar and adab to all my friends, from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. Many times we go to an astrologer to ascertain certain results of our life, whether the results in a certain area of life are challenging or satisfactory or good or even great results that we may get. Won't it be a good thing that at the first glance of your horoscope, at least 70 to 80% of the time, you can be more or less right about certain results of your life that you may get from certain areas. For example, will I have a child or not? Or will I get the satisfaction or happiness from a child or not? Whether I can make property or not? Whether I will do overall good or not in my career? Whether I can do well in foreign lands or not? Whether I can have a good relationship or not, or will my relationships go through ups and downs? So when you get to know whether some area of your life is going to be more challenging than the other, then it is easy for us to know that you need to be more careful about that area. Say for example, if you know that getting a child it will not be a problem and the child doing may not be a problem, but your relationship may be a challenge, then you will focus more on your relationship, knowing that if your relationship is okay, the child will also grow up in a good environment, will have both the parents, there won't be any separation from between the parents, and so the child may also have a good life overall. Sometimes the child may not need their parents beyond some years because the child is good and can be independent also. So if you are able to ascertain that area, then it becomes easy. Now generally I make these long videos where I am talking about the 12 houses and 12 signs generally, so that people can learn more in detail if they are looking at more detailed analysis. Plus I also feel that in a family, if I have Venus in the Lagna, somebody else may have a Venus in the 12th house, somebody may have the Venus in the 4th house. So we may also want to check how is it going to be for my spouse, how is it going to be for my sibling, or how is it going to be for my child. And we are more concerned when we find that there may be challenges or issues which any of them may face in their relationships, careers, or whatever. So I make these general long videos as well, the detailed ones also, but I thought it will not do any harm to make these quick and easy, not quick and dirty, but quick and easy videos where at a glance you can know about a certain area of your life. For example, as I said, for a generic question like, will I generally do overall well in my career or not? Can I do good in foreign lands or not? Will my relationship be a smooth journey for me, or it will have lots of ups and downs? So now we know no relationship is easy, but we also know that some people seem to always falter in relationships where others seem to have a good and nice life. I know of people who have been married for 50-60 years. They fell in love with one person, married that same person, and have remained in a relationship with that person for about 50, 60, 70 years also. So that is like fairy tale endings also happen. So how do we know about the quick and easy way of certain areas of life? So I've decided to make this series of a quick and easy way of ascertaining certain areas of your life, and I want to start today with how you can look at property, because property is the single largest or biggest acquisition that we do in our life, unless you are a multi-millionaire or an industrialist and you want to buy a company itself. But if you are not, then generally you may want to, the other or the biggest acquisition in life could be that of a property. So the question, can I get property or can I have the happiness of property or not, is an important question. Now when you have a quick and easy look, or quickly at a glance when you look at a horoscope, can you ascertain whether the person will be okay in property matters, very happy, or go through a lot of challenges? There is a way of knowing for every area, and today I am going to focus on property, whether a person can have a more easy journey on the path to acquiring property and keeping it and sustaining it and getting satisfaction or even happiness from it. So first and foremost, when you look at any horoscope, first check The fourth house. Fourth house is the house that you make, that you buy or you construct or even you acquire. Unless the fourth house is really strong and the fourth lord both are strong, there could be challenges in acquiring or constructing or making or keeping a property. So the fourth house not having any malefic planets placed in it, definitely not of an inimical planet or a debilitated planet in it. For example, for an Aries ascendant native, if Mars goes into the fourth house in Cancer, where Mars is debilitated, now the Lagna Lord is getting debilitated in the matters of property and emotional life and domestic life, but property is one of them. So then there is definitely going to be a challenge. Secondly, where is the fourth Lord placed and what is the situation of the fourth Lord? So for an Aries ascendant native, if Mars goes into the fourth house in Cancer where it is debilitated and Moon goes into the 8th house in Scorpio where it is also debilitated, then definitely there is going to be a challenge in the person's emotional life, domestic life, but certainly in acquiring property and keeping it. Fourth house also stands for many other things like your cars, buying jewelry, buying domestic appliances. But we are not so much caring about whether we have a regular challenge with an AC or not, as much we have about property, because property, as I said, is the biggest acquisition. And so if the fourth house is strong with no malefics placed inside it, no debilitated planets inside it, no malefic aspects on it, for example a planet like Saturn placed in the 10th house and aspecting the 4th house, then there is going to be a challenge there. Or Saturn placed in the 2nd house and aspecting the 4th house, then again it can be a challenge there. At least Saturn will bring in some challenges, some upheavals placed there. But just one thing may not really spoil the situation of a house. So unless there are 2 or 3 malefics which are pointing towards or aspecting the house or placed in the house, only then you can be absolutely certain that there are going to be challenges. If there is just one malefic aspect on it and the conjunction or the aspect of the planet on the particular house, on the 4th house, is not very tight, then you can be rest assured that there may not be many upheavals in acquiring the property. Second, the Karaka of property is Mars. If Mars is very strong and well placed in the horoscope and the 4th house is strong with no malefics in it, or maybe a benefic planet placed in it or aspects of benefic on it, then 90% of your job is over. 4th house is very strong, 4th lord is placed well, Mars is placed well. So 90% of the time for such a person, acquiring a property may not be a big challenge, keeping the property may not be a big challenge also. However, can the person sustain the property for long and can enjoy the fruits of the property or not is another thing. For example, how do you have the satisfaction of a property? When you buy the property and you can keep it for a long period of time, so you can say I have a property and I've kept it for a long period of time, even you have locked it up. Second is if you are enjoying the property yourself by you staying in the property, or your family or some close friend or loved one is staying in the property, then too you can say that I am enjoying the property. You enjoying the property or your family or a loved one enjoying the property is as good as you enjoying it. Third, if you are given the property on rent and you are getting good rent benefits from it, then too you can say the property is a lucky property for me. And the last, if the property you have bought you are not able to enjoy much and it seems to attract some of the other notices and some court cases or litigation, then the challenges are more and you may say that I have a property but I am not enjoying the property. So to see that, you should also be able to see whether you have strong yogas connected to the 4th house or Mars. If the 4th house lord or Mars get involved in some yogas which are challenging yogas, then definitely it's going to be a problem. For example, if 4th lord is Venus and Venus goes into, say for example, the 6th house and there are 2 malefic planets on either side of Venus, then there's going to be a challenge because Venus is the 4th lord. It may be placed in a very good sign also, in a friendly sign, but now with 2 malefic planets on either side, it is getting into Papkatri dosha. So then it becomes a challenge. So when you look at these 2 or 3 things, 4th house lord, 4th house lord Mars, and no malefics placed in the fourth house on Mars, then to a large extent a quick and easy way to know that the property, you will not only be able to buy the property, but you will be able to sustain it, and you may be able to enjoy it. Whether when you can buy the property, whether you will be able to keep it for a long period of time, whether there are going to be more challenges in it or not, you have to look deeper within the horoscope for the time period, for the transits over it and other things. But at a quick and easy way, fourth house being good, fourth lord being well placed, Mars being well placed, 90% of the time you may not have a challenge in buying the property or keeping the property and being able to enjoy the property. The other is, what is the source of the property, whether you will get in inheritance, or you will get it from your father, or you will get in a shared property with your spouse, is a time for some other video some other time. So friends, look into your own horoscope and at first glance look at the situation of the fourth house, fourth lord and Mars, to see whether you can buy a property or land, sustain it and enjoy the property or not. And share this video, like this video, and if you want more detailed analysis of your horoscope, please reach out to me at the links given below, and wait for some other video which is a quick and easy video on some other area related to your life. Until some time, this is your friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.